Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where in the world you are, as always. Welcome to another more regular stream by me, FrodoNL. Today we're going to do retro again. The thing I started with and which I will mostly be doing. For today we continue my series of the first year off, which I had planned to do last week, but I had to cancel its stream. And we do the first year of the Atari Video Computer System, 1977 and 78. Many of us nowadays know it as Atari 2600, but that name only became used from 1982 on. Before that it was just known as the Atari Video Computer System or Atari VCS. And since it's the first year off, we go with the original name. A very early system, as said, 77, 78. It didn't really have the capabilities that, of course, most of the home computers and consoles we have seen before in this series had, but there were some interesting games and some less so. But one has to remember that in those days it was very, very new, having the option to play on a TV your own games and actually influence what was seen on the TV. In many countries, including Netherlands, and back in the day you had one or two TV channels, possibly some foreign channels, and that was it. And then suddenly you got something that you could do yourself. It was a very big change. Okay, let's start with the first of our games. This is Air-Sea Battle from 1977. What you will often see is that we have a game select button. Every game has its own settings. And quite a few of the games in the various cartridges are two-player only, but thankfully all of these cartridges that we will be checking have at least some single-player games. I have a list of what the single-player games are. In some cases I have part of the manual basically copied and printed out, like this one for Air-Sea Battle gives me information about what game is on which has one or two players. And in other cases I have just a list with some information. Okay, these numbers are single-player games. I didn't read the manuals in and out, so I might miss some nuances of what the games are like. Well, we'll see. As said, first of all we have here Air-Sea Battle from 77. This uses standard joystick, so I have to do this. And I hope it works. No, I have to set it the other way around. And for some reason it doesn't react. Of course, because this has... No. It doesn't want to react. Wrong button. There's a thing that you have a... In some cases you have joystick, and in some cases you have a pedal that's used. And because of that, the definition of the buttons is a bit different compared to normal or more modern systems. In this case on the left you see the computer fire. It just fires every X. You can change a bit in the difficulty probably. Yeah, you can change the kind of, basically the kind of bullet it is. Larger bullet has more likely chance to hit. And it's all about who scores the most. I'm not doing very well. I'm on the right, as I said. That's more like it. Since the Atari VCS had a very limited memory, I say from by heart 140 bytes, but I might be wrong there. It meant that they couldn't save this whole screen or even part of the screen in memory. So they constantly were scanning, trying to trace the scan lines and build pictures by calculating them, instead of what we later would do, would just put some information on a certain memory spot and it would show up. Not doing very well so far. And I lost, looks like. Let's try that again, the same game. There's one. As mentioned, one can vary the difficulty for each of the players with a button. The only thing it does in this one is change the bullet size, and that means that you are less likely to hit if you have a smaller bullet, because any part of the bullet that hits scores. Ah, too early. Okay. The Atari 2600 was available in a number of versions after a while. And it's was later followed, they had junior version, etc. with different buttons. There's the 4 and 6 button setup with configuration. And afterwards was followed by the Atari 5200 and later the 7800. Although these games are not really of these the kind of games we will play these days, but they work, and somehow there's still a certain addictiveness to it. And that's the end of the game. I won. Let's see another game in the same cartridge. Number 6 is the next one. As you can see, we have some extra things in between. You don't score if you hit one of the balloons, but you score points based on how high the plane is that you hit, it seems. Or maybe even a helicopter scores more. Oops. And I changed my difficulty here by accident. Of course, this game by current standard looks very simple, but given by what they had to work with, it's quite impressive what they were actually able to do with all of these games. Hey, Dark Wolf. Yep, sure it is. How you doing, mate? I knew what you meant to type. How are you today? Yeah, we're looking at the first year of the Atari Video Computer System, Atari VCS, later known as Atari 2600. And this is the first game we're doing, H.E.R.O Battle. And I'm just having a look at the various games that are in there. The next one is game number 9. I should have known that. The left one is always the computer. And in this case I can move my cannon somewhat. Looking at games from 1977 and 1978, this one is 1977. Times sure have changed. I never owned one of these, but an uncle of mine had one, which he basically got so his grandchildren got something to play. But whenever I went there, I played with those grandchildren, and it was actually fun. I don't know if you ever played with the Atari VCS or 2600, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I guess I win, yeah. What was the next game? 12, I guess. Yes, 12. We got the same thing, but now with obstacles in the way. Sea mines, which only hinder us and don't give us any points. Missed. Not doing very well in this one. Oops, missed. And of course, as so often in the early games, you can only do one shot at a time. Same as, for instance, Space Invaders did. I actually took the lead somehow. And I lost the lead. Oops, one down. One up. And I just won. Okay, what's the next one? 15, shooting gallery. Once again, we're against the computer. Oops. Oops. That rabbit didn't want to die. Now I have to admit these are not my favorite games to play these days, but well, I'm doing a first year's off series for a lot of consoles, so I couldn't leave the Atari out, because that was of course where it started for a lot of us. Okay, I won, I guess. Okay, Polaris. Not quite sure how to... Ah, this is one of these. With moving ship. And I have to try and hit whatever flies up there. And I can't control the speed, it looks like. Nope. I just have to hope that I get in a situation where I can hit something. Not this way, I won't. Ah, I can control the speed, okay. With up and down actually. I thought it would be left and right, but no, it's up and down. There we go. Need to be a bit closer on that. Still too early. Or too late rather. I'm not good at aiming here. Too late. Okay. Again. And I lost. As far as I can see, I haven't really checked. This is all about the timed mode for most of these games. Of course, they made variations, and the next one we play the bomber. Basically, same idea. I can change the speed again with left and right, and I get to fire, or rather drop a bomb at one of the ships. Up and down, rather. I keep saying left and right, but it's up and down for some reason. Speed up, speed down, I guess. Okay, thank you. Missed. There we go. Kind of funny the way it reacts, because once I'm fired, I can't change speed as long as the bomb isn't down, it seems. Because it clearly keeps one position for the bomb and the plane in one variable, basically. One memory spot. And I have a feeling that once it starts flashing, that means that the time is almost up. Yeah, that's the end. I guess I just won again. What more do we get? Ah, we get Polaris versus the bomber. So one player is plays the bomber, the other one plays the submarine. Looks like I play the submarine now. Yeah. While the computer does the bomber. And that was a problem. Ah, and I go in a different direction now. And that's why they don't do left and right, because you can go from right to left or from left to right, depending on the situation. Let's wait also a bit closer. There we go. Also means that the moment the plane is shot out of the air, the bomb stops moving. Or actually disappears completely. Okay, well, we get the idea, and I'm guessing, yeah, the other one is basically the same idea, but in this case with some mines in between that can protect you or make it life hard for you. I am impressed with what they were able to do with these machines, but after a while it does become a bit boring. So we'll have a look at another cartridge. Starship Outer Space. Another game from 1977. A quite different game. I've never played this before. Let me have a look once again what we have here. Well, I've never played. I've checked it out quickly earlier. I need do I need analog stick for this, or do I need? Nope, this is still a standard stick. Okay. Games 1 through 4 and 10 through 14 are single player games. Okay, let's have a look at what we have here. Okay, double objects. I need to shoot the opponents before they hit me, I guess. I'm not allowed to fly into them, from what I understand. Uh-oh. And this level you get double things, so you have to aim at two things while still hoping that you can avoid at one thing and hoping that you can avoid the other one. Let's avoid, because I don't want to hit those. Ooh, they were closer than I expected. Missed. That was too close. They hit me. It looks like once again it's about the timed, or do I have a certain... Is it just a number of points? My points go down. Okay. Okay, so when I hit one, points go up. When I get hit, points go down. And I guess it's about a certain score after a certain time. This is not a game I know from... well, actually the only one I know from the set that I will be playing today from the past would be H.E.R.O battle. And that's the end of the game. I got 13 points. So basically the only thing we have here is try to beat your own high score. In the single player games. There are also two player games where probably is who scores most. Game 2, what's the difference? Instead of double object, we get one object. The only difference between the games basically is the number of objects that you can find that you can shoot, and which opponents you can find, and which extra things like meteorites, etc. will come by. And then there is certain levels where you have high speed opponents. That will be the next two levels. Nope. Not gonna make it, or am I? Nope. Hi Al. How you doing? I'm having a look at the first year of the Atari 2600. Or as we then knew it, the Atari VCS, later known as Atari 2600. And boy, those games do have not aged well. I'm doing good, thank you. I got a long weekend, started, well, last night, but yeah, today. So, slept in this morning, played some games, watched some streams, had a walk. I'm sorry to hear that. No, our company feels that we should take tomorrow off. They enforce it in our case. Today was a holiday and then, yeah. Hey Teal, welcome in. As you can see, I'm looking at some games from way before. Well, it's one of our own holidays that we have to take out of our set that we have every year, but the company is allowed to enforce 4 of the ones we have. We have a total of, well, in my case, 31 that we can use, and 4 of those the company can decide when we have to take them. And this was one of them, but then again, it's useful anyway, since the first day was today is a national holiday, so might as well take the extra day off tomorrow. Makes sense. Okay, what's the difference? Ah, we get fast flying objects now. Hey, Rata! 7:30. Wow, that's early. And what did you say about that? Thank you and see you then, or don't you have another time? Now, 7:30 is early for a doctor's meeting. We never get those. Here, most doctors start at 8, usually. But it's nice for you to say, come in and say hi at least, Rata. Always nice to see you. Okay, these objects certainly fly a lot faster, that's true. So this makes for a way harder game. A way harder game. Yeah, you will hear boom a lot, I'm afraid, especially in this mode. Oh, I hit one. The ones he will return, no worries. I knew you would be at about 3-4k again. I know that Teal has a lot more points even than that, I'm sure. I'm guessing Teal is in the 30k or something like that, Teal? Or more? Nah. See? I guess correct. Nah, the 1G at the moment is disabled. It's first of mostly because it's too hot here right now. Plus I have to see if I can do something so it can adapt a bit to my COVID home working caused mostly extension of the body. I know, Teal. But doesn't mean I don't explain for other. Oh, I like a 1G, but trying to find one that fits, even though I gained quite a bit of weight over the past year, is difficult. So I have to find a way to do that. Okay, this is difficult and no fun. We have other games though. We have number 10 and 11 and further. 10 is called Warp Drive. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we don't shoot in this one, it seems. Do we just speed up? Yeah, we speed up. Okay. And we just try to avoid everything. And we score points by distance, I guess. And we lose points if we hit anything. So just avoid stuff. Games back then were a lot simpler than we get now, of course. Thanks, Al. Have a good evening, because I'm assuming you're leaving then. See you soon. Have a good night then. Oh. And thanks for coming by. Yeah, you have to work in the morning, eh? Sweet dreams. Okay, we're not gonna go on with this. We go actually to game 12, which is Lunar Lander. I have no idea how this one works, because I know games called Lunar Lander, but I'm guessing I have to somehow do something here on top of the planet. But what exactly? Oh, I can fire the rockets. Do I have to? Okay. So I have to do it in such a way that I basically land on top of it, and then you get a new one to go for. And probably still. This version is not the hardest game ever, also not the most fun ever, but oh well. Do I just have to be over it? Let me see what happens if I go to the middle of it. Is that still good? Yeah. A bit boring, to say the least. Same idea, but now with... What's supposed to be the difference in this one? Asteroids or meteors? Okay, well, very nice, but... And the last variation... Now you get asteroids moving in different directions, I guess, but still... You just have to land on the moon. Not the most fun game ever, not the most difficult. Can I be hit? Ah, I'm not allowed to be hit, that was to be expected, okay. So avoid being hit and land on the moon. I don't think we would be able to sell this as a game today. Let's have a look what else we have. Street Racer, Speedway 2. Okay. Now for this one, I have to check. Games 1, 7, 13, 17 and 21 are single player games, it seems. And for this I need an analog stick, so I need the other fire button. Okay. Because this originally had a... what do you call it? I can speed up. And I have to try and score more than the computer. And every time you hit, it takes time off. Because you have to wait and... You just have to pass cars. I can imagine this being more fun if it's two players against each other, because just playing against the computer isn't the smartest player, that's clear. I'm still probably gonna lose, but At least with a friend, you would have a challenge and you would be keeping an eye on what the other one is doing. Oops, I didn't expect that move. Time is almost up, I see, because score is starting to flash. And that's the end of the game. Okay. This is more of a game than the previous one, even for single player. Number 7 also. Ah, okay. This is a skiing game. Looks like. And once again, I can speed up probably. Yeah. Why does this remind me of Fall Guys, Teal? You know which game I mean in Fall Guys. No, I meant, what's it called? The one with walls that come towards you that you have to avoid to go through the openings in. Oops, I shouldn't have moved. Yeah, that one, yeah. Let's be honest, basically that's the same idea. And I guess I won this one. Let's see what game 13 is. Okay. Ah, and I can speed up this way and have to avoid the rocks. Okay. Oops. How do I score? Ah! By going off the screen at the top, I score. And it means I'm trying to avoid that rock. Oh yeah, there's many of those kind of games around. There's nothing new there, really, eh? This is actually not that easy. Okay. What do we have next? 17. Oh, we can suddenly shoot now. So now we score by killing opponents. Suddenly it's become a version of Space Invaders, more or less. The colors aren't nice as ever. Now I could probably make them a little bit better by going to PAL instead of NTSC, but these are NTSC cartridges US, so... I must admit, when I played these games back in, not this game, but other games on the 2600 of my uncle, we usually played on the black and white TV. But orange on purple is not really my combination. Hi, Curtis. Oops, I got my mouse cursor over something that shouldn't be. Welcome in. Yeah, of course we have to remember that this is 1977, Curtis, and the VCS had some limitations. How are you doing, Curtis? Yeah, I saw that was out, eh? Bit more relaxed now? I'm assuming you're gonna be talking about it Saturday on Coco Talk. And I won. I really should drink some of my tea because it's getting cold. Uh-oh. I hope he has enough beer in the house then. By the way, Curtis, I don't know if you ever noticed the mug I'm drinking my tea from. Okay, I must have missed that one. Photo of his beer, okay. I hope he went for beer, not some American, let's put it nicely, water with flavor. But this is my standard mug for my tea every day. I think you recognize that company. Yeah, that was the other word I was thinking of. Yep, Timmy's. It helps to have a Canadian girlfriend, eh? We got one more single player game. What's this? Ah, we got to collect numbers in this one, I guess. It looks like you have to collect them from the front. Okay. Not allowed to hit them from the side, I'm guessing. Yeah. So you have to collect them with the front of the car. Trying to think what it was. Feel free to say it, and it's my risk if it's not okay. Ah, first one to 99 it looks like. I think I told the story about my visit to the US. Ah, yes. Yep. And they're not completely wrong, although there are, of course, also good American beers. But the average stuff you get in the States is not to my liking. As I said, I think I once told the story about how I arrived in the US in Philadelphia for meeting with some people I knew from online, from trivia and word games. And one of the Americans there, I had shaken hands, and one of them came... so do you want a beer, Frank? I said, sure. And he gave me a, what do you call it? Come on. Oh, this is bad. But one of the famous American ones. The most famous one. Why can't I think of it now? Pretty bad. But okay, he gave me that one. Budweiser, thank you. Bud Light. Hey, Buck, welcome in. No, Budweiser Light. Yeah, Bud Light. So I looked at him and said, I thought you said beer. He got up from the cooler he was sitting on, opened it, and gave me a Molson Canadian, which at least comes a lot closer to beer than Budweiser. Yeah, just about, Curtis. And hey, Buck, how you doing? As you guys see, I'm looking at... Yeah, Till, there isn't much that isn't better than Budweiser, I think, eh? This one needs analog stick and inverse stick, because, of course, why would you do it the normal way around? How are you doing, Buck? And I have to go for the even... no, game 1 and... sorry, game 2 and 4 are one player. And then games 13 and 14 are video graffiti. Although, graffiti. Okay, this is, well, classic game. Why is it not moving? Do I need to swap joysticks? No, it should be that one. Am I doing the wrong? I'm looking at the wrong one. This one doesn't need. This is standard. It's a very basic variation on light cycles, Tron games. We know a lot of those. Okay, I hit myself there. Well, nothing spectacular. When you go for 2-player versions, they also include diagonal movements and such. Some of them. This is also single player. Here we get a speed up after a while, from what I understand. Yeah, it came out in 1977. Let's be honest, it's quite impressive what they were able to do with such a simple machine as the VCS was. I do wonder if they based the whole light cycles on this game, basically. Wouldn't surprise me. Ah, that was stupid. I think I know which one you mean, Curtis, but I can't think of the title either. I think you mean the one where you could collect things too. Basically, say my debug, you could collect points. That's not something that rings a bell with me, Buck, but I might be wrong. But yeah, they also had the video graffiti option in this game. In which you can actually move around and draw what you want. Well. And you can clear things. So a very basic drawing program. Okay, I've never seen that one. Very basic drawing. About my skill level of drawing anyway. You see, it's very basic, and I was even off by one there, who cares. They also include this one, which has one difference. It allows diagonal lines. Oh well. In those days, this of course was still pretty special, because let's be honest, who could do anything on the TV before that apart from watching whatever happened to be on? Okay, now I get a situation where I have to invert the pedal, use the pedal mode, there we go. And in this one, it's games 1 and 2. Why am I doing this then if I... All the others are 2-player games. Okay, I had a look at both. Yeah, Indy 500, which was also known as Street Racer, I think. I think that was the one. Because it was called Indy 500, I think, by Sears, in the Sears version, if I'm not wrong. I might be wrong, but I vaguely seem to remember that. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I never owned one, but I did play on one at an uncle's. This, of course, had to be played with a pedal. I'm now playing with a not that good analog stick. It's basically too imprecise, really, but... Barricade does ring a bell. Yeah, they call this Video Olympics, but basically it's just a variation on Pong, of course. And they made all kinds of variations on Pong in this game. Okay, well, let's see what the difference is with game 2. I don't see what the difference is so far. Maybe different speed, I'm not sure. But yep, it had color. Although most of us played it on black and white televisions, Curtis. So did that really make a difference? Well, it also had many variations in there, especially for the 2-player versions. Ah, this one has speed ups. That's the difference. Oh, I actually score a point on the speed up version. Interesting. Not this time. But yeah, there were some 2-player versions. The rest was all 2-player versions, so I cannot really show them. This is 2-player version with 2 or more. This, I think they called this football or something like that. Or soccer, whatever you want to call it. Breakout will come along, because that came out in 1978. And this is the last of the 77. Okay, you see they got some variations on the theme. I bet they called this hockey. And there we have 3 players. And probably 4-player games in there too. Interesting in this case, yeah, but this is only 2-player game, so I'm not really having too much of a look at it, just quickly seeing what we got here. That's 4-player versions, it looks like. And that was the one we just did. We're clearly very early in the video games times. Things change a lot afterwards, thankfully. We're on to basketball, which there are 2 versions, but we have to play version 2. Otherwise, it's computer. It's only 1. And of course, I have to exchange this joysticks. I think. Let me see. Nope. Yes, here it is, and then I have to... Okay, that was wrong. There we go. I'm actually impressed that they really put in a computer player already, because that's not something you saw much of in these times with these kind of games. Of course, it has nothing to do with the rules of basketball. It's just supposed to look somewhat like basketball. Oops. I don't know if you're winning. You're watching this. I don't know if that's a winning move, Teal. But I knew what you meant. Since I'm playing from left to right. Oops, Rata, that doesn't sound good. Oops, I left the ball behind. Does that have to do with why you go to the doctor tomorrow? Rata? No, sorry, that's none of my business. Sorry. I'm playing the purple, yep. You just walk too much, okay. I'm sure that was traveling, but okay. Hey Odin, welcome in. And I lost. How you doing, Odin? Let's put it this way, if I were ever to play that game, I would also play it on easy, Odin, and even then it would probably be too hard for me. Have a good night, Rata. Sleep well. Okay, so yeah, this was basketball. It's, of the games so far, one of the more playable ones, including the Street Racer one. And some of the other games were probably more fun when played with 2 people, but that goes for a lot of these. She was planning to anyway, Odin, already, so she just has some problems getting out of her chair. She has a doctor's appointment very early tomorrow. Okay, Wata. Have a good night. And thanks for coming by as always. It's always nice to see you here. Let me see. Ah, yeah. This one works a bit different. You got the number of variations of the games, and that's on the left, and on the right it gives the number of players in the game. I want to I want to start with game 1. Ducktales, woohoo! Now the question is, Odin, is it the original one or the modern one from the modern version of the show that you put in our head? Because there are differences. The remastered version, yeah. Okay, I probably need to, I need to use this with stick. That means I have to do this button. No, this. Of course, this doesn't swap joysticks. And then, wrong button, this button. Nah, I know. The game is based on the original show. So was it Buck that said that his mom liked to play this? I remember this as being more playable with a pedal than with a stick. So with the analog stick, it's just not that precise as with the pedal, which you just rotate in a position and it will keep that position. Ah, yeah, that's yeah, that will come later on, because I will just go through the various variations, you know. I basically decided to go for just all these games to go for the all the single player games. Have a look at them. Okay, game over it seems. Okay, reset and start. Let's see what the difference is. Ah, the ball is somewhat steerable in this one. That's just weird. This is weird to play, especially with the stick, because the stick is so imprecise. I'm using the stick on a 8-bit do controller, and it has such a limited range, limited length, so it's very imprecise in the movements, as you can see it. But let's see what the next variation is. Not quite sure what the difference is to the first version, but I'm sure it will show in a bit. Might be that these barriers are moving or something, because some are, I know that. Oh boy, I'm bad at this with the stick. Just like Arkanoid, I was reasonable in the arcade, but on the home computers... Whoa, that was a weird shot there. Okay. Let's see what game 4 is, because I didn't see a difference there, but... Okay. Invisible blocks. Okay. Yeah, game 2 had steerable balls. And game 3, I'm not quite sure. Okay. This one, game 4, is clearly with an invisible wall. But yeah, game 2, the balls were steerable on the way up, not on the way down. Let's see what game 5 is. Once again, steerable balls. No. What is it then? The stick. It's very hard to go to the extreme left, because it has a tendency to be a bit up, and then you don't have the full length, the full distance. Yeah. This one's timer. I just saw it too. And of course you still have your lives. Oh, what are you gonna do, Teal? Yeah, you're stuck in the house now that you're working from home, I guess, eh? Okay, this one also has steerable ball again. And a timer. Okay, nice. This is weird, that steering of the ball. It's... Yeah, I can imagine that. Nah, it's teal. You're not the only one though, Buck. Others do too. Ooh. Whoa, I came back a bit quickly. Yeah, I know, Teal. I've seen it happen before. Okay, once again we got a hidden wall. Okay, well. Let's see what else they came up with. And this is the version I think your mom liked and Buck. I hope she played. I guess she played it better than I do right now. Yeah. What's up with cheese puffs, Odin? Hey, Jacko. Good evening. Or good morning to you. How are you doing, Jacko? A jalapeno flavor. Interesting one, Odin. I haven't had those before. Hi, Philip. Welcome in. How are you doing? And the same, of course, goes to Jacko. How are you doing this morning for you? And here we get it once again with the steering. Let's see what the next game is. They did come up with all kind of variations on this game, eh? I'm not sure I love it, Jacko, because especially with the stick, if I had what do you call it? Oh, come on. I said it numerous times today, but a pedal, thank you, Teal. If I had a pedal, it would be different, I guess, but this is just so hard to play with an imprecise analog stick. Especially since, as you can see, to the right it goes further than to the left. Ah, yeah, pedals. I didn't see it. Yeah, indeed. What's variation 12? Ah, we got hidden walls again. It's not very playable. Let me guess. Ah, that was the last one. With the pedals, this was actually quite playable. I remember it because my uncle did have this and I was able to make it to a few levels on this. Wasn't bad. Some might say that, Odin. Some might. So, did anyone else of you play or have Atari VCS? We know about Bug, and I seem to remember that Curtis had one too back in the day. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm just looking. This is Flag Capture. Games 8 through 10 are single players. Because the other ones I can actually show one of them. If you just go to the standard games, you got two people and they both play. Ah, I have to reset, of course. No. Ah, there we go. No. Ah, yes. This one, you know, you try to find the bomb. Or the flag, rather. 3 bombs nearby, 2 nearby. It's further up, but this is for 2 players. Ah, that was it, Curtis, yeah. But as I said, 2 players. Now, for 1 player, they did have version 2, or rather 3 versions. The first one was for stationary flags and moving flags with the wall, and moving flags with the wraparound. Well, we'll have a look at it. Start. 1 bomb nearby. You don't want to do anything on a bomb. Too many bombs here. Okay, it's to the upper left somewhere. But that might just be one to the left. To the left. Okay, straight to the left. There we go. Yeah. It's a predecessor, I guess, Teal. But you have a timed round. You have 1 minute and try to find as many of the flags as possible. Now, this one is easy. With static flag, it's quite easy. Whoa, too many bombs nearby. Let's not do that. Ah, got there. So you just try to get as many. That was a bomb, so you have to start with a new level. Okay, so it's in between those 2. There we go. Got 3 in this case. Okay, so this is default, and you got the same. But in this case, the flag moves, but it can't move from the. It can only move within the screen. So at the moment, it's somewhere up here. Okay, that was a bomb. But if I look now, it's still somewhere up there. So the chances are it's further to the right. Might be this one. Nope, further to the right. As you see, it moved around. Okay, Teal, have a good rest. Thanks for coming by again. And see you soon. I know. You take your screen break. But yeah, it's a very basic capture the flag game. Ah, that's where the flag was in the end. Nothing spectacular. And especially single player. Plainly boring. Only thing I can say. Now, Hangman, what was the rules on that one? Ah, yeah. Game 1 through 4 are one-player games. Game 5 to 8 are two-player games. Game 1 is considered first through third grade vocabulary, while Game 4 is first through high school. So I guess we go for Game 4 to make it a bit of a challenge. Nope. Okay. Ah. And we probably need a C there. There we go. It's Hangman. No, okay. First word I thought of is not it. Okay, I was thinking of engine, but that's not it. Ah, and ties. Duh. And it seems to be... Okay, it's supposed to continue, because it was supposed to be 6. First to 5, or... Ah, no, it's just you win this many, you lose this many. It's, well, what can I say? It's Hangman. Okay, baseball. Looks like I need to swap joysticks. Oh, I could have shown you the man being hanged, but it wasn't very spectacular either, actually. Let's see, what do we say here? 1, 2, 3, 4 are single player games. Okay. Now, why is it not reacting? Do I have to unswap them? I have tested this game, I know that. Why is it not reacting? This is weird. Ah, there we go. It's a very limited variation on... Oh, okay, now I'm... I bet... And yes, I agree, the Intellivision version was way better. I'm using the wrong... There we go. One out again. And it's my turn. Oh, why did I hit at that? Oh well, and we score. But yes, Intellivision made way better sports games for the Atari. But they also came out a bit later, of course, than this one. This was a very early one again. It's okay-ish, it's playable, but it's far from spectacular, of course. I was just gonna say, that was a 4-ball, and that's an out. Oh, I guess I hit the batsman there. Oops, that was stupid. That wasn't very spectacular, to say the least. At least I'm thinking the Intellivision was a bit later, because I'm not 100% sure now. I'm starting to doubt myself now. Old age and such, you know. That's not good. Yeah, so a little bit later. Because this game is from 78. We'll finish 9 innings, we're into 7th inning, so... Yeah, ColecoVision was later, I know that. And those ones I did try, of course, and they were quite a step forward, but as mentioned, also a few years later, that makes a big difference. Especially in the beginning of gaming, A few years made a whole lot of difference. And out, okay. Oops, home run. Ah. Oops. And looks like I'm winning this. But yeah, it's not the best game ever. Far from it. Yep, Channel F. I've never played on the Channel F. I want to see it at some point. The Odyssey 2, of course, well known over here under its other name. The Philips Video Pack. Astrocade was never known, as far as I know, never available over here. Let me see. Oh yeah, let me show you the variations in the game, because I told you game 1 through 4 are single player games. Yes. The difference is that you get more players on the page. That's the only difference in the whole game. Just means that it's a bit harder to pass the computer. At times. But notice at the moment one of the players grabs the ball, the other players disappear. Yeah, that's a fall, I know. Ah, I guess that was a home run. Well, very impressive, I guess, but not really. Now, I have to admit I didn't expect this to be a very long stream, because there isn't too much to say nowadays about these old games. I forgot if this one is top game once again. Oh, game number and players. Okay, so this is one player. And I may have to change. Nope, not this one. Nope, then we go. Is it? That's variation, the level, but how do I steer it? I don't. Ah, there we go. So this is the button, but now I have to find how to change the inclination. Ah, there we go. And we have to try, I will actually go to this level because it's a bit easier. We have to try and get the man to land in there. Okay, that's not far enough, clearly. Ouch, okay. There we go, that should score, I think, yes. We got one hit, one miss. Okay, let's see what the second game variation is. I have to... yeah. Looks like it's mostly the distance of the cannon that's different. Yeah, but this way you could play it on 5-inch screen even, eh? I guess even then they knew that at some point we over 50s wanted to play this. Or at least have a look at it. We get less wind, so it should be okay still. Ah, that wasn't far enough. Ah, so close. And this one should be about right, I guess. No, still not close enough. But yeah, they made this fabulous game. Ah, and here the gun changes position every time, so it gets a lot harder. Yeah, because you can't always aim at the same spot. That's not enough, I guess. No. Okay, let's see what we get in variation 4. Ah, here we cannot change the elevation, we can only change the position. 38, so it has to be pretty far away, but not too far. This might be too far. Okay. 73. So I have to go pretty high, so... Ah, made one. So basically you have 3 variables. Wind speed, your elevation, and position. And the difference in the games is which of those variables you can influence to some degree. Ah, that was too short. Ah, I forgot the wind speed. And then we add a barrier. Of course, why not? Way too early. Closer. Ooh, oversaw that. No, it's actually more wind, so... In a weird way, this game is actually not that bad. Okay, and here we get once again with changing distance. Yeah, it has have a decent. Here we get So yeah, it's enough variation that you can have some fun with it for a while. When it says multiple players, by the way, it's one at a time, so it's just simple, basic, old-fashioned single-player game, really. Just 2 players, so you can compare the scores. We got 2 more games left. Outlaw. Now, in general, this is usually a 2-player game, but they do have a target version. Because if I just do this one, this is just 2-player. I'm 1 player. You shoot, you know. But we have 1-player versions, number 13 and further, which are basically target shooting. It's all about the timing on this one. And so far I'm not timing very well. Come on. That was very bad. And of course we have variations again later on, as you will see. Because in this variation, of course, once you know the speed, you just go on and basically should hit every time. And this is how long does it take you to get 10 hits? Next game. Let's see, I'm not quite sure what the difference was in this one. Is it just the speed that's different? I'm not sure. Okay, basically the same thing. Now we get something a bit different, because now we get a stagecoach which you have to avoid while trying to hit the target. And once again we have a timing. Oh, I hit one somehow. Yeah, I actually did put in a score this week, Curtis. It had been a while, but... Not a good score, but I did put in a score. And here it's... this one we can shoot through the... It's just that how long do you take to get through there? And that's basically all there is to it. It's the old-fashioned gunslinger game, but of course single player, that's not doable, so they let me see the difference. Ah, okay. I didn't realize that you got to blow away with the second levels of each type. It's... yeah, well, what can I say? And then we got another breakout. Super breakout in this case. And I'm not quite sure which one. Nope. Hey, Sinlao. Welcome in. The last game of the evening. And once again we see at the top the game number. What a moment to wait. Hi Lord Corners and Raiders, welcome in. How was your stream, Kronos? I saw you were doing karaoke today. First time live singing on stream from what I understand. Hey Mama, hey Raven. Hey Lady Kronos, welcome in. I didn't expect anything else really, Raven, but... yeah, I saw you your announcement coming by, and it was just at the time when I was just in the preparation, otherwise I would have come in for a bit. But I'm glad you did that, Kronos. I will have to have a look at VOD if it's available, and otherwise I'll have to check the next time. Ah, yeah, you have an issue with that, eh, Raven? That's why you go so high, I guess, eh? Okay, then I will be checking out the VOD. Always fun. Yeah, okay, sorry. For those who don't know me, I see mostly familiar names, but there might be one or two that don't know me. I'm FrodoNL, Frank. I'm a Dutch streamer, mostly retro gaming, which I'm also doing today, although on Sundays I do Jackbox Party Packs, and most Mondays from now on I do random stuff, and it can be retro, can be something modern. Like this week I had a modern puzzle game from 2016. 16? 18? 18. But, no, 2016. But today I'm looking at the first year of the Atari Video Computer System, VCS, later known as Atari 2600. I don't know all things, Kronos, but there are a few things I know. Teal. Do I really have to do that? Are you that confused still? Why do I have this command? But yeah, I tend to stream every Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, and nowadays also most Mondays. And today, as I said, I was looking at Atari VCS, or later known as Atari 2600 after 1982. And we're just looking at the first year of the system. And I was just actually starting the very last game of the evening. It's a relatively short stream for me. Although I might be looking at some later games for the VCS if anyone has any ideas for better games. I know that Mr. Buck Owens probably has some ideas of games that I should try. Because, as I said, the stream is relatively short, so... Thank you, Mama. Have a good lurk. And what to eat for dinner? To my girlfriend, I usually said I would suggest food, but yeah. Oops, sorry. I think I hit the microphone a bit too hard there. I guess I've been watching Teal too much. No worries, Kronos. Thanks for the raid and see you soon. Käsespätzle. Nice. See you around, Kronos. Bye, all. Bye, Kronos. Okay, as I said, I was going to look at this game, and it's a variation on Breakout. It's Super Breakout. Let's have a look at what this one's like. Oh, I pushed the wrong button, of course. As before with the standard Breakout, the same issue. I'm playing this with an analog stick on a modern controller, which is just not that suitable for games like this. It's way easier to play this with the original pedal controller, but, well, we have to make do with what we have. I would love to have a decent pedal that I could use, and I am looking into the options there, because there are options for the MiSTer. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I'm using a MiSTer FPGA to play these games on. It allows me to play games for multiple consoles and computers from the 80s and early 90s, in some cases even a bit later if they're mobiles, because they often were a bit underpowered compared to consoles and such of the same age. So for instance, the Game Boy Advance can also be done on this one, which I've already done. I'm trying to think about your age, Raven. It may have been that you were playing Arkanoid at the time. A bit later version. Which had... how did I guess, eh? Arkanoid from 1983? 4, not sure. Which had a similar setup, but also had some monsters flying by, and had blocks that would fall, which had power-ups like shooting or multiple balls, etc. But it was a follow-up to this game, basically. This was Breakout was the original one. Well, Pong was the first one, then came Breakout, and then you got this one, Super Breakout. Now, we have different variations, as always, on the Atari VCS game. And in this case, we get multiple pedals and also multiple balls. Oh yeah, but Arkanoid and Arkanoid 2 stayed around quite long. I played Arkanoid on the ZX Spectrum and later also on PC. This game, of course, is a bit more limited. It's just break down the walls, although there are variations in there too. I actually remember playing Arkanoid even in 1994, 1995 on one of those multi-game machines in the snooker center I was playing at in Maastricht. Yeah, this is a basic variation, and then later on there will be ones with moles that move down, etc. I think. It's been a while since I played Super Breakout. This, of course, is what you want, because then you get rid of some walls there, if with a bit of luck. Ah, that wasn't good. For those who came in later, the Atari VCS was a rather limited machine. So it had very low memory. I'm still thinking it was 140 bytes, but I might be wrong. And it didn't have any separate graphic memory or anything, so they had to... Hey, Moro Moriarty, welcome in. No, I wish I did, Raven. I wish I did. These are unaffordable for me to get for multiple reasons. First of all, the money, and second, the place. So I played this on the MiSTer FPGA. My last fried stroopwafel was actually last week. I had one at the market here. How are you doing, Moriarty? One can also emulate these on PC or on Raspberry Pi, of course, but... Whoa. I do have some home computers from the 80s, specifically synchrotech Spectrums. Now, yeah, fresh stroopwafels you won't get in Canada, but I know that certain stores do sell stroopwafels. I know my girlfriend gets them there all the time. But yeah, it's not the same as a fresh one. Although warming it up over a cup of coffee or tea does help. Ah, well, I feel honored, Moriarty. I feel very honored. Now, which is the class? The Dutch part, me, or the Atari VCS? Now, computer crashing is never fun. Okay, as you can see, there's a number of variations in this game. And that was not very good. But Moriarty, I'm guessing that you are either originally from the Netherlands or of Dutch descent. Ah, you're too nice. Now, of course, with the name Moriarty, I have to be a bit careful, because he was always very nice to Sherlock, but that wasn't a good thing, eh? Yeah, you would like that, Raven. Ah. Well, German heritage also has some very good German baked goods. When we're not in COVID situations, I regularly go to Germany and eat some nice baked goods there too. Raven, Raven, Raven. Strudels, although that is, yeah, German, Austrian, maybe more even, but yeah. Apfelstrudel are very nice. Now, Odin, you're just dreaming. You're not asleep, but you're dreaming. You're dreaming that you're not asleep. Welcome back, Odin. And you have your long weekend started now, Odin, so you don't have to be asleep. I know, but even better now, Odin, since you have the long weekend. Because you're off through Monday or even through Tuesday, not sure. Tuesday back to work. Yeah, I'm back on Monday, but my long weekend started yesterday, so... Well, today, but last night. Yeah. So we have the same length weekend. I have not been to any of the Nordic countries, so I can't really compare, but... It is kind of funny, though, that you say that, Raven. That is despite all the comments you Norwegians and Swedes all have about the Danish language and the Danish people. Ooh, Thiele's hungry, that's clear. But I know the jokes that are made about the Danish language, especially, Raven. I have too many Norwegian and Swedish friends. I've met some Norwegians and some Swedes and some Danish, and I never had any problems with either or with any of them, but... I knew that was coming, Raven. Okay, this basically concludes the main part of our evening. We have gone through all the games, but let's just for fun have a look at some bit later games, since it's still early, you know. 2 hours and 14 minutes? Nah, that's too short a stream. Now, this is the classic that I never really played, so... Let's see which stick we use. No, not this one. Do we need to swap joysticks? Ah, there we go. Ah, no, we need the original position. This should be okay then. Analog stick? No, why is it? Ah, there we go. I know we need to collect the key, then we can go into a door. Is that here? No. Oh yeah, there it is. Ah. We need a weapon. I said I never played it, but I have seen it before. Now how do we fire this? Because I'm pretty sure we can fire it, but how? Not with this key. They make this confusing with all those different buttons set up. Or do we just touch with it? I'm not sure. Okay, I can touch it, but... That's a blackie, so that probably opens this then. Nope. I have no idea how to play this. I've seen it, but... Do I have to go through this one then? Nope. Where do we go? Okay. There's a bridge. Ah. This is where we needed to go. Then we got a magnet. Which you can use to take things along if we don't die, that is. We probably need to bring that cup somewhere, but who knows where. Cup to Gold Castle, okay. Would be nice if I could still move, but I can't now. I guess I'm dead. But I knew if there was one person here who could tell me... Yeah. Who could tell me what to do, it would be Buck. This doesn't work. Where am I going then? Ah. Can I even escape this anymore? Hey, this is the classic Teal. I probably need my weapon. Which I think I left down here. Yep. Ready Player One, they played this in, yes. Now, I preferred the book over the movie, but the movie was pretty good too. There we go. That one is stopped. I just need to find my way back to the cup. Was that through here? Yeah. If I can still grab it. There we go. To the gold castle. That was back through here, I think. But yeah, Ready Player One was a nice movie. As I said, I preferred the book. And does this mean I completed the game or something? I guess so, yeah, and you got variations on that. This was the first time I played this, so... let's see if there's something else. And Buck, if you have anything you would suggest to me that I should play, just say so. Because I know you know your... Okay, looks like I need stick swapped. Or do I? I have to find the right stick on this one. Okay, so it's going this way, so it uses... I'm not using stick, it has to exchange it, almost certainly. There we go, got it. I think. Of course, H.E.R.O. I completely forgot about that one. Thank you, Buck. That's a fabulous game that I used to play on various systems. I chose this because, well, I like the arcade version, as you know. While this is not the same quality as the arcade version, at least it has logical movement, unlike VIC-20 variation that I played a while ago, which basically had opponents move randomly. Let's try once more. Oops, that was stupid. They basically rotated the playing field by 90 degrees, I have a feeling, and yeah. It feels a bit weird, but with a bit of experience it should work. Oh, that wasn't enough. I wasn't taking that risk. No, this isn't the worst version I've ever seen. But yes, H.E.R.O. You named it. I hope I remember how to play this on here, and I probably have to search for which stick. There's another Activision game, of course. Okay, the stick works in one go. What is it? No, it doesn't. Oh, hit the wrong button, I guess. Yeah. And down for that, yeah, okay. Up for, yeah. Notice the difference in... But notice the difference in graphic quality in this compared to what we saw before. I think to remember I have to go to this side for save this way, yeah. I've played this before, as you can see. Just not this specific version, but There's a certain logic to it. No, that was the wrong side, yeah. I remember that the moment I did it. Ah, if you do that, better fly. Oh well. My biggest issue with this one is the controls. Do I go to this side? Yes. Ah, stupid snake there. I always forget about that one. Wrong side. Through here is safer, I think. I used to be better at this in other version. I do wish I could use the stick for this. In this case, I have to use the D-pad. For this, it's just a bit less useful, but well. Ah. I could have used my come on. I see a few familiar names there. There, I actually missed the snake for a change. And that was stupid. I know I should go to the left side. Oh well. Well. Of course, Curtis, the Halo homebrew. What was this one? Ah, yeah. What's this difference? Come on. Oh well. Yars Revenge. I never really played. I can have a quick look at it. Let's see what it is. (1981), so we're talking a few years later than we were originally one. Ah, it's this one. I know this one in a Spectrum version, I think. Let's get out of the way there. I'm not quite sure if this is the one where I have to shoot it or if this is one where I... that was stupid. I've played this years ago. Oh. I remember now, I think. Let's get that bullet out of the way. Long time ago this. Touch it. Wait for it to come. And then do the timing. There we go. I suddenly remember how it works. Nope. Let's get a bit of distance, because this is too dangerous. Oh, fly right into it. I would not know about trippy Odin. I never tripped, so... Let's wait for it to be a bit lower. There we go. Have to get out of the way, of course. That was stupid. That was an oops, by the way. You named Turmoil. No idea what that's about. Oh no, this one. Oh boy. I shot myself, Teal. Ah, I had to search for the buttons here. Ah, I'm not allowed to hit that. Okay, I wasn't sure. Oops. I clearly don't know the rules well enough. You like that too much, Teal. Did you listen to Wen or something? Okay, what are the different variations? Probably just speed level. So let me quickly check. Yeah, this is variations in levels. Let me see, what else did Buck name? We had H.E.R.O, Yars Revenge, Turmoil, and Frankenstein's Monster. Not quite sure if I have played that one, possibly, but... No, I haven't. Not that I know of, at least. Where am I? Which stick do I use? Ah, this one. Okay, and I shouldn't go into that green, it seems. This is a question of... Night, Philip. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by, and hope to see you again soon. Okay, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Buck, can you give any idea? Or is it... Ah! That's it, okay. Avoid the spider. I have to jump that, okay. Can I jump? Yeah, okay. Fall through here. Okay, think I'm getting it. It helps if you jump then. So I have to go through here. To the left side. Preferably without hitting that spider. Down here at the right moment. Like about now. Ah, need to jump a bit further. Okay. Yep, I was starting to get it, Buck. Not allowed to go into the water, so you have to go through here. Got the red thing, then go back. Wait for the spider, because that will come by here. Wait for the ghost to go by. I guess I have to go to the green section then. Yeah. And then we have to avoid this. I had not expected this, but okay. I have to go up. Okay. Oops. Avoid this, I said. I have to get to to the monster itself. Somehow. And we got another one, another level. Okay. Yeah, that was stupid. It's interesting. I didn't know this one, Buck, but it's... oh, you can do this actually. It's just on the way back that you need to go through there. Yeah, add an oops, please. And that was too close. Odin, thank you. This is actually a nice game, yeah. Okay, I want to do one more. If you were to suggest one of the classic games, Buck or anyone else, for the Atari VCS. One I haven't played yet, what would you suggest? Stampede, okay. I don't know. Oh, and I guess I will do two, because of course I will have to have a look at a classic pole position. I don't know how good it is on this one, but... Okay. I don't know the rules. Do I only go for the light colored ones, or is it... Or is it just a timed game? I'm not quite clear on that yet. Come on. It looks interesting, Curtis, but what am I missing in how the game works? Or am I just not allowed to let him go to come to the left side of the screen? Is that it? Yeah, okay, got it. So you're not allowed to go to the left of the screen. I have to get him before that. So I can't pass him more than that. And that's one. Okay. It's not a bad game, actually. It's different. Not something I've seen before, this one. No worries, Curtis. At least you can speed them up by touching them for a moment. And you can touch them for a number of times, I guess. Hey, Chico, welcome in. Yes, you're nice and early. Because I'm assuming you've slept. Because if you're still awake, you're late. Well, early then. I was wanting to have a look at pole position. Ah. How are you doing, Chico? Yeah, I liked it. It was interesting. Okay, let's see how pole position is on the VCS. Okay, that's my brake. So I steer and I have a brake if I need it. And do I also have gear? Yes, okay. Gear with up and down. Brake with the button and steer left and right. Okay, I'm actually impressed with this version for this system. Oh, I had to go to the supermarket. And now we get moving cars. Yeah, left to right. Oh, I can go to high gear, I guess. I've seen way worse versions of pole position on other systems. It reacts quite well. Extended time, I guess, there. Within the so limited graphics possibilities. Chico. Are you sure you wanted to? No, you didn't want to wake up. You had to, eh? Yeah. Yeah, I like this. This is quite well done, actually. Way better than I expected it to be. This is pole position, yes. For the Atari VCS. I'm impressed with this one. As I said, compared to other home computer versions I played, this is quite good. Especially given the extreme limitations of this system. This is very playable. You notice a difference a few years make compared to the games that were out at the very start. This is such a step forward. Yep, I played the arcade version too. That was pretty good. Oh, why am I not in high gear? Even the speed indication is very clear, everything. It's so impressive that they were able to do all this on this system. Yeah, the engine rumble isn't bad at all. And time's up. Yeah, I'm seriously impressed with this. 1983, we're talking 6 years after the machine came out. But this was very well done. And this is one of those, let's have one more go. Oops. bit closer than I wanted to. But with this, I will end my stream, because this was a good way to end. It does show that Atari was able to bring good games later on, but early on, the games were good for their time, but they didn't pass the test of a modern day gamer, I guess. Some were better than others, but I think most of them were more enjoyable if there were more than one player. And that isn't always an option, of course. So, but it's an interesting system. It, of course, well, there were others before it, but this was basically what started the big home gaming. What do we call that? Well, it basically started home gaming. And yes, I know, Odin, they wouldn't be able to, but also those very early games, they weren't always that fun. Let's be honest. But it's a fun system, and we see now a few newer games that there were options to make better games, but people had to learn the tricks first, and it's clear if you look at Pole Position and some of the other games that I looked at the end that people learned the tricks relatively quick. Exactly, Odin. Okay, thank you all for watching. I'm gonna see if we can find someone to rate. I don't know if anyone has any ideas. I'm looking who's on at the moment. Not really. And thank you all. Thanks Odin too. Hey Han, welcome back. Yeah, I'm looking at my list. I see a few people, but no one I want to go to right now. Let's have a look if we find someone. It's almost 1, but I have a long weekend, Chico. Believe me, I'm not going to bed yet. And Odin too has a long weekend, yes. Let's have a look what we have in the retro category. If we find someone new that we can rate, always fun. Making new friends. Let's have a look. Who do we have on? Someone with not too many viewers, but still in English, of course. I see myself in there. Okay. Let's have a look how this person is. Doesn't have a camera. That's a shame. I do want someone with a camera. What is this one playing? Okay, let's go for someone. I don't know them, but they are playing Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past on the original hardware and from original cartridges. Okay, now I know I use a bit of a different setup, but even so, let's have a look at them. They haven't streamed for a while, but hopefully they will go a bit longer. We'll see. We'll just take a gamble. Thanks all for coming by. If you can, please use the rate messages. If you subscribe, the first one, and otherwise the second one. And this time I want to copy it myself, unlike yesterday. Once again, thanks for coming by, and hope to see you all soon. I should be back on Saturday with another stream. By the way, Raven, you're up late too. I'm not used to that either. Bye all.